Listen. Yeah. Yes, God. Get that out of there.
Yeah. Hey, good evening, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well and people are blessed and not stressed. It's your boy Matty-Rants. Thanks for tuning in tonight. This is a little bit different of an episode. I know we're normally used to Tuesday nights being for Dragula, but I was told Sunday after the panel that Julie was gonna have to move it to Wednesday. It's one of the reasons why I don't like working on groups, because I like to work on a schedule, but I totally get Dooley. So I'm like, okay, we will move it to tomorrow. So today is just a special episode of Hot Topics, this, that, and the other, and just having some time with y'all, me and you together, going over some things that happened this week, subjects, hot topics, anything you want to talk about today for at least an hour. For at least an hour and a half, I've had a day. This Tuesday, I've had to prevent my car from being towed, argue with the power company. I had to go to the opposite side of town and come right back. Mina threw up in my bed this morning, so we've been cleaning the sheets today. Yeah, so it's been a fun Tuesday for me. And I even got the Dragula episode recorded for reactions for Patreon. I have been trying to get that uploaded all day, and that's been taking forever. It's not even that big of a file. It's just something keeps corrupting it every time I try to post it. So if you're waiting on that, it is coming. It's just taking forever to post right now. So trying to figure that out here. But hey, thanks for tuning in. Ashraf, how you doing, baby? Arsuba, Riley, Carl, Shay. It's nice to see some of you up in this piece today. I'm also like, where is everybody? But no, it's okay. Let me get my social medias out the way, and then we can go ahead and get this show started. It's at MattyRants everywhere except for X, which is at the MattyRants. You can find that in the About section of my YouTube channel. You also can see I have reactions on Patreon for as low as $1, bookable on Cameo, and merch available at dragqueenmerch.com. We are going to talk about some people today and just have a little bit of a light banter and conversation. Just recognize that this show is for entertainment purposes only, and content's not meant to malign or hurt anybody from different backgrounds, races, religions, genders, this, that, and the other. These are all just my opinions expressed by me and simply not to be taken too seriously. So please, if you feel uncomfortable viewing this, have yourself some meditate, get yourself a good poot, but I ask that you not post any exposed in the chat or be rude towards anyone or send hate to anybody that we talk about today. Yes, if you want to drop a tippy poo in my jar, I am raising cointadas before the first here. Not sure if we're gonna I don't even know how to put it into words right now, just to say got a lot of my plate. So if you do want to send me a little bit of love, it does go a long way. It is PayPal.me/MattyRants, Cash App $MattyRants, and Venmo MattyRants. I'm deciding whether I'm keeping my cell phone on or the power. And I think the cell phone is losing this race because they sent me this lovely note the other day, and I was trying to figure out, wait, did they just reapprove me for this? And I really need this to be reapproved. Get more time. Hold on, let me see something. Because that took a while for them to do that. If they did, I'm gonna gag if they did. It's gonna say watch. Okay, so then why are y'all emailing me this? Okay, I'm gonna have to call my bank tomorrow. Is it okay? Yeah, so I choose power and use Wi-Fi calling. LOL. I'm gonna have to do it because, again, one of the things I normally use, my bank hasn't allowed me to have access to it again, even though they said that I should have access to it. So I've been having to like go off on them about that. Like, hey, I paid back all of that. Everything's supposed to be set up again. I just talked to my, like, literally my advisor at my bank about this. I need this to get hurry up and fixed before the first. Too much is happening right now. So it's like one of those, these moments with Matty, right? Okay. So yeah, if anybody drops any tippy poos in my jar, trust me, it goes a long, long way. The power bill is higher than it should have been. Luckily, coming up for November's bill, it's not going to be awful. We had the heat wave in September, and so unfortunately, I got that bill where everything was 110 something stupid degrees and blah 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 and all that kind of dry stuff. So it's like, ugh. Yuck. Anywho, Mina's enjoying the leftover of her dry food. They already got fed their lunch. I gotta feed them dinner in a few. But no, let me talk about like a couple of things that happened. So we did drag brunch this weekend. A lot of y'all know I basically went through like sort of a I felt like Jerry Smith in that one episode of Rick and Morty where he curled up into like his own shell and was trying to avoid both Beths after like they said they loved each other and da 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 da, this full mess. I felt like that the entire week, and it really was a mess, if you will. Yeah, I was very much emotional. Me and, Bleeker actually talked me off the ledge a few times because I was about to delete my channel. I was going to be deleting a whole bunch of stuff because I was like, we don't know what's going on anymore. And I feel like everybody just gave up on me. And I also feel like I gave up on myself. So it was just really not a good time. And I felt a little bit better, but I'm honestly still shaken, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel better to go live again, but I'm also timid in this approach, and everything that's still happening in the background for me is still affecting me massively. But, it's a lot that's going on. So I'm just happy to still be here, and I'm happy that I can still do these videos. And I'm hoping that I'm able to get all the bills taken care of prior to the first. Because again, I have everything consolidated now. Just October shocked me more than I thought it was going to. So what happened was that my friends got involved and sort of stepped up in a bit. Was like, we got to get Matt out the house, because I've also am in the house often. I'm here like almost every day, and then when I'm not, I'm like so excited to get out. But ever since my car stopped working, and it's been such a pain to get it fixed, and now I'm like, I have to just sell it because it's no longer even able to get it fixed. Like, everybody's like, we don't know what the problem is, and I'm like, it just worked not too long ago. What's happening here? Computer issues. So I've been stuck in the home. I've been stuck in the house. Can't even go and get like little things. And everything that I have to get, it has to be ordered. And if you're one of those people who doesn't have a car and knows what I'm going through, ordering everything is not the convenience that it is. It's so expensive just to do everything. So I don't want to order stuff, and I have to depend on others to be like, hey, you off, blah, blah, blah. Let's go run some errands and do some quick runs, right? Anywho, that's been depressing me. I'm mad, I'm laughing at that. So my friends were like, we need to do brunch. And then I had a friend coming in town who really wanted to do this brunch while he was on his way to New York City. And so I know he hasn't been in Texas. He doesn't really get a chance to visit that long. So it was like me, DW, you see him in the chat, my other friends, Jeff and Troy, and then my friends, David and his friend, also a new friend for me, Aljo. So it was like, okay, we went to brunch. It was Blackberry's brunch. We had a very good time. Thank you once again, Riches, for like giving me a good table. One. Every time I go, you give me a good table, except for that one time. And that never happened again after that one time. So we're good. But we can't have that again another time. We need booths. I need booths. That's how I operate. I'm a booth gal. But shout out to DW for paying for my brunch. And I was able to at least still tip the girls, because I remember somebody sent me a tip literally that morning, and I was like, well, that's the tippy poo for the drag girls. So shout out to everybody that was performing. There was somebody who was rumored to be on Drag Race that was on the cast that day, and they weren't on the season that they were rumored for, but I got to see them in action, and I was like, oh, she would have been great. Why wasn't she on the show? And I know a lot of she has, I'm not quite sure specifically where, but she has an Asian background. And I was thinking to myself, well, we always need more of our Asian brothers and sisters on the show, as well as like people of color. But I'm going like, why wasn't she casted? Because after I saw the performance, I was like, oh, I would have liked to have seen this on television. I wanted to see her on TV. She was a key. But I had a good time, and I needed that moment. That I was very drunk. by the way. So I was certainly drinking, also I haven't drank a lot too. Y'all know I've been working out and I've been doing a whole bunch of stuff too. So I was very tipsy off of the mimosas when we left. Okay. I was very tipsy. What did I do once we left there? Ask DW. I was like, we need to go to the grocery stores. I was like, no fast food. I need to go get something for the grocery store. So I have something that lasts me a week, not something that's for the day. And that's what I did. So I went to the grocery store, got me a little extra something, got some more turkey meat because I don't eat beef right now. I eat turkey and chicken, very lean meats. And yeah, that was good to go. So Sunday we did the panel. That Sunday I was supposed to film with Valerie. And, me and Valerie have done videos before, also with YC Rhino Reactions. And I was supposed to do that. Y'all, after that live, after the panel, the moment we hung up, because we were talking for just a tad bit, I hung up first before anybody else did. My head, boom, 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 boom. I was like, nope, I'm not going to be able to film anymore today. I felt so bad because I love me some Valerie. But I just had to text her. I was like, I'm so sorry. I have to lay down. I need to lay down. I have to eat something. I have to feed the body. So I ended up making a really thick quesadilla because I wasn't trying to spend any money. So I was like, I just got to make something here. I'm going to make some bready. Matt didn't buy any pizza products, but that's what I did. And yeah, Sunday was definitely, that night was a recovery night. And then we get into Monday. And of course, Monday was a good day. I was able to go get a free massage and I got a free spa day. Shout out to my friend out here in Houston. I've never had a eucalyptus rub massage before. That was an interesting experience. Hot stones was another thing that I'm not accustomed to. That was something I actually enjoy. Maybe it's the bottom in me, a little heat. But I was like, oh, I like this. This is good. Got to sit in the sauna for an hour. And then, they just basically pampered me for the day. And it was just really, really sweet. I was there for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. It wasn't a long day. It was okay, quick little run. But before I did that, I went to the movies and I went and saw a matinee and I went and saw Smile 2. So I love how the Just Matty is a story time hour that goes into different sections. Here we go into the next story. But before I continue on, for those of you who are new here, because I did open this up a little earlier and nobody was here, but that's okay. Welcome to the Just Matty episode. My name is MattyRants. If you are here today, you're here because you are part of the Rant Pack. This should be the Just members low-key lives, to be honest with you, which we'll get there. But thank you for tuning in. I'm basically giving you a run through of the weekend. We're going to talk about some hot topics. Happy Halloween for those of you who are celebrating. Let's talk about our favorite movies too. You are a part of this conversation. So if you're in my live chat, I'm going to be reading your chats too. And if it catches my one good eye, let's pull into the conversation. Let's have a good one here. But yes, please hit the thumbs up button, get in the comment section, and talk about all the topics that we talk about today. I am raising money because I'm still behind on my goal, trying to keep the power on and the fund alive. But right now, I feel like this is Sophie's choice. I need to choose, and the power's got to win. So if anybody throws me anything for the rest of this week, it's going towards that. Trust me, I have everything else saved up, ready to go for the rent. I keep getting hit with stupid stuff. On top of, I got to get rid of this car faster than I thought I was going to need to, but that's another story. But yes, if you throw me anything my way, I really do appreciate it. Only giving positive responses, only talking to my babies that are about the love. If you came here to be nasty, mean, or whatever, none for you. No soup for you. No soup for you. So yes, anything and everything is super helpful. And to everybody that's tipped over the weekend and everybody that sent something, I really do appreciate it. We got pretty much to where we needed to do as far as one of my goals. And now I'm just like, oh, I forgot totally that I need to have this power on to do my job. I'm like, I just don't want my phone off. Yeah, I thought the bill was smaller than it was. I wasn't paying attention. I'm not doing well with managing anything right now, and I really want help with that, but I don't know if it involves me just opening an app or me just saying, shut the fuck up and be more responsible, but I'm really being bad at managing stuff right now because my mind's all over the place. It truly is. Truly, truly is. So for those who are asking about public transportation out here, it is garbage. If you move to Houston and you do not have a car, what's wrong with you? If you plan on moving to Houston and you do not have a vehicle, I would highly suggest that you live in the greater Houston area of town, downtown, midtown, preferably. That would make the absolute most sense for you to not have a vehicle and for you to need transportation, because all of the transportation that actually makes sense for people who, like, say me, or want to do out and about kind of stuff, yeah, that applies in that portion of town. Houston's humongous. So once you're still in the Houston area, and I am, but you're not in the center of Houston, and you start to go in the outskirts areas of Houston, that is when public transportation is what's happening? That bus rides every 2 hours? Why every 2? Oh, it's not even operating today? Oh, no one knows? Oh, okay. There's no cover at the bus station because it's like 90 degrees outside. I'm telling you. It is awful. It's awful. So I have to depend on Ubers right now, and sometimes those Ubers are way too expensive, and it doesn't make any sense for me to take the Uber to the store and then. So this is again why I am working on getting another car, and why I'm so gung-ho on finishing up the last of my paperwork for this one that I'm supposed to be doing and getting my everything transferred over, then selling it because it doesn't work, but just selling it for what it's worth and just getting me a cash car that is going to last me at least 2-3 years. Because I have to have something to move around. No, Houston does not have a subway. Houston has a tram system, but the tram system works through, again, greater Houston, going into South Houston, going into downtown. And it really is more for those who are college students and those who live in downtown Houston. So Houston's huge. And I'm like, if you want to live out here, by all means, cheap rent, honey, you're going to be great. Like all of that. But it's a big city. So when you are out of a way to get around and you don't live in the city, you are going to have a hard time. And that is currently me right now. Because y'all remember when I had my car working, how less of a complainer I was. The stories of, oh, like I was able to get everywhere I need to go. Now I'm having to get like my medications delivered. I've had to do a lot of over the phone stuff because it's like too far for me to just go certain places. And then other time, especially because it costs so much to just get an Uber to go certain spots. And then like, yeah, it's just been a little annoying. So for me, it's a major inconvenience that has sort of taken precedence, and the reason why a lot of stuff for me has been more expensive, and all of that jazz. But I'm also like, this we can handle. Just give it some time, Matty. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just we'll get in the car, take a breath. You've been there before. This has happened before. We have dealt with this before. We can do it. That's all I keep saying in my mind. It's like, it's just this year. It's not working this year. It's not like the car stopped working last year and you've been dealing with this for over a year. No, 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 girl. It's it's like it just started this year. Calm down. That's the thing, Nick. The car is paid off. I don't want a note. I've already trying to consolidate my bills as we speak. I don't want another note. I don't care if the car is older. I don't who you gonna talk about me? Okay, girl. Who cares? I hate people like that. She's driving what? Bitch, be happy someone's got to be, better yet, be happy somebody doing something. Like, people just always mean and mad all the time, right? But like, for me, that's been one of my major inconveniences. But either way, back to the story here and back to everything. We did the massage. I took an Uber and got all that done. And then I went to the movies and saw Smile 2. So this is my Smile 2 review. And I'm doing this without and I'm doing this without what's the word I'm looking for? Shut up. Sorry. Someone had commented on my photo talking about I can see that ass in the front though. I cannot. No spoilers. No, I'm not going to spoil the movie for you. Oh, and then also, I will lightly talk about Dragula today without Dooley, but not spoil anything for the episode. But I can give you my thoughts because I've seen the episode now and I have a few words. One, I told you so. I told you so. It made it even worse how they did it, but we'll get there. Let me just talk about Smile 2 real quick. So, if you did not like the first Smile, you are going to like the second one. Yeah, if you didn't like the first one, you are going to like the second one. A much more interesting character, a better story. It also is very relatable in a way, even though it's not. You can also see what's it called? What am I looking for here? You can also see it's not the way I wanted to word that. I don't like that, Matt. Interesting. Da, da, da. It was the way to me that they told the story that I liked the most compared to the first one, where I was bored a little bit, but interested. I was like, this is slow, but I'm interested. This is a little boring, but I'm interested. And then the final act is like, what? But the sequel, the first 5 minutes, immediate, we're in the middle of something. And it's a lot. 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 Okay. It starts off with a bang and doesn't stop. It gets worse and worse and worse. And I would say that final act was great. And I love the ending of the movie. I thought that was sickening. I had to go, I had to give one of these claps. I was like, that was right with God. However, I do think that movie did not need to be 2 hours and 7 minutes. That movie needed to be an hour and maybe 47 minutes. There is at least 20 minutes of that movie that are completely unnecessary. Completely completely unnecessary storytelling. So many points that weren't needed. You did a couple of exposition shots, not needed. So much waste of time. Boo. I was like, okay. There was at least 2 parts in that movie that didn't serve it any justice or any factor. I was like, well, why are we here? Like, hurry up. And I'm like, okay, we got to the next thing. Great. There's no reason to be there. I even think that one of the characters they got, like the assistant, they gave him too much to do. I was like, he need to have less lines. I don't know why we're trying to make him come off like this different. It's weird. Anywho, I think you'll like the movie. If you didn't like the first one, you're definitely going to like the second one. If you like the first one, this one will impress you more. Smile 2 was way scarier than the first one. I jumped at least 8 times, and I counted 8. 10 in total if you count like one of these moments here. But I popped up. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. And I was the only person in the movie theater. I was the only person in that movie theater. I will not recommend seeing a scary movie by yourself. By myself. 11:30 a.m. in the morning. I'm at the matinee. I'm on row C, baby. Okay, so I'm center screen, center that all around here. I swear to God, I kept seeing something in the corner of my eye and it was freaking me out. I was so paranoid in that movie. Mm-mm. 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 I was so paranoid. I was like, I kept looking at the corner of my eye. I swear somebody was staring at me. Shit was scaring the fuck out of me. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I was alone and it was a big one. It wasn't like a small theater either. It was like a actual wide one. I guess nobody was there. It was Monday. So I like to go to the movies when no one's there, but I at least like to have somebody in the audience. What movie was it? It was Smile 2 was the one I saw. I give it a thumbs up. Honestly, if I rated it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to say 8.5. Highly entertaining, quite scary at times. Some of the jump scares were really crucial. Like a couple that I had my heart palpitations on. There were a few faces that I wasn't prepared to see. Thought everything was very well timed, and I did love the fact that you don't know what's going on for quite some time. Like in terms of You think that you are aware of what's happening in the movie, and then the movie goes, whoop, nope. And then you think you're back. Nope. It's good at playing with you. And I like that about scary movies, but I like that in general when it comes to directors and writing when it comes to film. Like, don't make it so linear. I don't need the ABC. Not anymore. I've seen too many movies that have just given that the ick for me. I'm like, oh, so we know what's gonna happen. So we know what's gonna. I'm not that person. Now there are people who are know-it-alls when it comes to films, okay? Because it's like, oh, well. And it's like, okay, well, you just can't enjoy shit no more unless it's just something that's honestly one of the most offbeat, bullshit ass, whatever, doesn't make any lick of anything. 75-minute movies ever. Got it. But like, for me, it did what needed to be done. Is it better than the substance? No. Would I put it in one of my favorite horror movies I've seen this year? Yes. Smile 2 is up there as one of the best horror movies I've seen this year. Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. I got something in my throat. I swear, if I caught a cold after that spa, I'm going to be over it. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Whoa! It took me out. I need to get some water real quick. Feel flushed after that coughing. Ugh, sorry. I was feeling like crap. Remember, I had my horrible headache after Sunday from doing brunch. And so I've been feeling a little bit up here lately. So I'm like, ugh. No, the substance was good for different reasons. Does that make sense? It was good for different reasons than Smile 2. Smile 2 I like because it gave me a little bit more of a classic horror movie, but done extremely well. Okay. And it wasn't stupid. Oh, you want me to talk about Salem's Lot, Shadow Shy? Because I saw that too. As a matter of fact, start naming movies that you know came out this year that are horror movies, and I will give you a run through quick review because I have been watching everything, and I'm gonna see if I got it. Well, let's parking lot Salem's Lot. Let's do it. I am watching Agatha. I can talk about it up to the current episode. Go ahead and put that on the list too. I did see Abigail. I didn't like it, but we'll get there. I Bleecker hyped that one up too much for me. I was like, okay, so this is where me and you have our disconnect in terms of movies because this shit was stupid. I'm like over the whole, oh, it's a vampire. Okay, girl. Like, oh, to me, it's like, who cares? Like this, like, oh, okay. Hold on, back to this. Because I also want to talk about Trap 2. Horrible movie. Horrible movie. All right, movie reviews. All right, so to Smile 2, this one. Smile 2, I'm gonna say 8.5. I put it on a B plus, A minus scale. Dooley's the one that recommended it to me. I thought it was pretty good. I would recommend it if you want to go see it. It's more graphic than the first one and way more jump scare heavy. If you're not a fan of that, skip it, is what I would recommend, because there were some scenes that disturbed me a little bit with how graphic they were. I have not seen Terrifier 3 yet. That's in theaters. I'm probably gonna have to wait until it's available on digital, only because I'm trying to save as much money as possible. And Smile 2 was for free. That's how I got to go see Smile 2. That movie was free. So that's the only reason I went to go see it. But I do want to go see Terrifier 3 since I have seen All Hallows Eve, Terrifier 1, and Terrifier 2. So I do want to see the third one to sort of complete that collection. I heard it was batshit crazy, and I heard it's made a lot of money for a low budget movie. So that's always amazing when you have movies like that that aren't supposed to make a lot of money, that make way more than they're supposed to. And then you see the movies that have like millions put into it and ain't nobody want to watch it. It's crazy. Okay. Where are we at? So let me scroll up. Okay, to quickly talk about Abigail, whatever you can put on it, whatever storyline you could add to it, whatever way you want to try to make it deep, it was a dumb movie. It was stupid. I don't care if it's, well, that's the whole point. It's that the little girl's. To me, it was one of those films that tried to be a comedy and a horror movie, and it wrapped itself up into this like really campy-esque wannabe film, and I just was not interested in it. I'm just gonna be real with you. It wasn't for me. I just I, I like it when it feels not so forced. Like I already knew what was gonna go down. Like I could tell, like, oh, okay, so this is to me, it felt just like Megan. And I hated Megan. I know everybody loved it because they felt their gay spirit animal jump out of some weird looking 3 foot Barbie. But I personally was like, this is dumb. It's a robot. I'm not scared of robots. Like robots can be scary. Yes, AI is scary, but like I'm not actually afraid of a robot, bitch. Like I'm gonna take that motherfucker out before it take me out. Like what are we talking about today? Sorry about it. I'm more concerned about the dead serial killer in a doll right now that is clearly moving through life currently with butcher knives and shit. Got another doll pregnant. They had plastic babies. I'm concerned there. David, that was my favorite part. Megan didn't do it for me, and the PG-13 rating ruined it. And I know they did that because they wanted to bring a lot of people to the movie and sort of make her iconic because then teens can see her, and by word of mouth, they can get like people to watch. Plus, the director is a Black woman, so I'm always going to support that. I'm too old for the PG-13 horror movies. I've gotten to the point where if it's PG-13, it's not going to scare me. It's not going to really do nothing for me. The storytelling's got to be amazing. It's got to be super interesting. If you sell it as a horror film and it's not a horror film, I'll give you a great example of that. Trap by M. Night Shyamalan. I did a whole series on M. Night Shyamalan's videos, movies, I should say. Excuse me, I should call them videos. Yeah, I watched Terrifier, so I can't do no PG-13. Bitch, make me disturbed. I need to be disturbed over here. I did not like that movie at all. The only redeemable quality of that film, and it's not up for debate, was the twist. And even that was light. It was light-skinned Keisha, honey. It was light, girl. I was like, oh, that's how this okay. Okay. You gave a whole bunch of situations that we wouldn't have known about because they didn't happen within this movie, because in reality, like that was the whole point of it being a twist, because all of that would have happened prior to even this whole day that went down. That was so dumb. God, that was stupid. Josh Hartnett, you're not a good actor anymore. And I said it. Honey, you're the dad thing. Oh, right. I laughed the entire time. I was like, this man is terrible at this. Terrible. 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 Not a good actor. Not anymore. Sorry, friend. That's why I haven't seen you in shit. It may be because you're a dad. I don't give a fuck. I don't need an IMDb account for this. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Screen rate, none. Nope. I was like, yo, yo, yo. The daughter was the most interesting part. The wife was the most interesting when it comes to like characters, and I'm focusing on people. Everything about the movie was so I couldn't take it. And then also we had to sit through a mid concert. Please forgive me if the artist that was singing up there, no shade. Please forgive me if that artist is actually talented, because I didn't hear it. Maybe that was the point of the show, was it to look stupid and terrible and just bad singing. And then everybody that came up there was excuse me. Everybody that came up there to sing with them was everybody that came up there to sing with them wasn't attractive. And then Kid Cudi got this white Targaryen fucking wig on. It was so weird. Like, I didn't understand what the purpose of his character was. And the whole scene. And so Josh is supposed to be super smart and clever, and he's trying to get caught. So he's called the Butcher, and he's been killing people in his city. And so they got some intel that he's going to be at this concert, and he's trying to figure out how he, who has been so meticulous with his approach, could get caught. That's the movie. And how he's going to get out of this concert, which he uses his daughter to do so, FYI. It's a lot. It's a lot. Gets the singer involved, girl. It was, man, that third act just had me like, oh. And of course, M. Night Shyamalan's got to be in all of his movies. So his part, just everything about it was like, oh, okay. So this is like literally your cousins. This whole set reeks of just terrible, terrible movie. It's not a good movie. I laughed at the end of it, especially with the twist final part. I was like, oh, girl. Raspberries. We don't want to see a sequel. Not interested. Hope it didn't make a lot of money. That's how I feel about that movie. Anybody that liked that movie, I'm going to look at sideways. But if you love the movie and you're a rant pack, that's for you, baby. If you're one of my friends, though, I'm going to second guess every bit of taste that you have. I'm like, you must be easily fooled. I cannot stand him. I'm like, you have ruined movies for me, man. You've ruined movies for me. All right, Salem's Lot, the remake, if that's even what it was. Do we call it a remake? I'm surprised that nobody was on Twitter. I'm sure they were on Twitter, but I'm surprised nobody was on Twitter getting mad at the characters that were changed to Black people. You know how they say the race swapping, they get so mad about that. Listen, I had to see the original movie first. So long. And I realized this had to be a series. I'm like, this has to be a series. This was a series, right? It was like a mini series or something, because that movie was fucking long. So I'm like, no, this was a mini series. It's giving me a 3 or 4-part mini series that was on TV. Has to be. Either way, it was it was entertaining, but you know, it was a lot of exposition. There is a lot of dialogue and narrative. It's a lot. It's a lot. So if you're not here for the long drive, you may want to skip the first movie. But if you're one of those people who's a completionist and likes to see the original, do yourself that favor and see it. The acting is much better. To the sequel, or excuse me, to the new movie. It should have been a miniseries. It was like the Cliff Notes of Salem's Lot. It was so, baby, what I say, they were I mean, we were just getting to the point so fast. I was like, girl. Alfre Woodard, you were not utilized in the way that I like to see. I think Alfre is a great actress. I knew when they gave her too much to say with her lines that somehow she was going to end up. Oh, Shadow. I mean, when you realize that who the original character was is a completely different person. And now I'm thinking about whoever wrote this script and was like, it's a Black woman. Remind yourself it's a Black woman. Don't get confused. It's a Black woman. That is what her script felt like to me. That is legit what it felt like half the time I was listening to some of her words. Like, she'd say something that's like, okay, all right. And then something goes down. It's like, hold up. Wait. Oh, no, I'm not. And I'm like, oh, God, here we go. Like, and it's, who wrote this? Who wrote this? How they did her character too was really special. I was like, why is she the only one that gets to like that by that person? Oh, my God. Okay, so overall, was it a great movie? It was all right. CJ, we're talking about Salem's Lot, the remake. This is the horror movie review portion of this live today. If you want to drop a tippy poo, thank you. The super chats are coming in though. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. My bad, Pumpkin DeShazer. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to you as well. Thank you, Pumpkin DeShazer. Thank you for super chat. By Miss Flores, Matty Ezekiel. I love I get Ezekiel. What was the other word? There's another one that y'all use for me too. Leave my husband alone. I think that y'all using biblical names is appropriate for any middle name with me, just because technically my middle name is a biblical name. But yes, love you, Biomiss, and no. Jabo, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate Ian. Thank you. And thank you for tuning in. Dion, thank you, Joel. That's the other one. Maddie Dion. It's so funny to me. If you want to drop into people in my jar, PayPal.me for /MattyRants, Cash App /MattyRants, and Venmo, MattyRants. Xavier, how you doing, baby? To the writers who do that, I mean, if it was going to be that, you might as well just have stuck with the casting a white actor. And this is why there are portions where I'm like, yes, y'all, and it's very rare that I have that take. There are times when I do agree, and it's very, 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 very little that I do feel that casting is sometimes pandering. Very little. A lot of times it's just a whole bunch of butthurt guys that have abused Jergens lotion on the side of the bed, right? Very that. The rest of it, though, like with Alfre's character, it felt so out of place because technically she didn't, like, she was her own entity. Like, she didn't have a child that was associated with the living, like where they were at, right? So like it wasn't like there was any sort of stock and take whenever somebody was taken from them. Like, for example, you had families whose kids were being taken in the middle of the night. That is going to add some context to like the anger and frustration of you living in a town and not know what's going on, but you're also so town gun ho that you don't want to say that there's anything wrong with it, and you're trying to figure out where people is going on. For her, like they made her character so weird because it took her so long to figure out, oh my God, something supernatural is happening, because she's supposed to be a woman of science, which I totally get. But there were so many instances around her that were not explainable by science that it was very, you wrote this to be a, oh, hell no character. And I hated that. They're also, the main protagonist for the kid was also a white character, and they made him black in this movie. I'm all right with that because of how they did his mom and dad. It all made sense. It was pulled together. I was like, okay. My issue was they just put him in the field. That shit was weird. Who saw the movie? You know what I'm talking about. Man, they just put him in the field. It was like, oh my God, they got my friend. He's a vampire now. Holy shit. All right. Well, guess what? I've been having a fight my whole life, because he got in a fight at the beginning of this thing. That's this whole thing. He like, I got a ruler now. I got this and that. Adults are over here looking crazy, and he's just popping up out of nowhere, all 9 years old. Like, yeah, we got to take out the head vampire. That's who it is. That's where it's from. I'm going to the house right now. I don't need no help. I knew Stephen King wrote this. Like, I just knew he wrote it. I was like, eh. I was like, I like Stephen. Sometimes in some of his books, there are moments where I go, you just put this in here to give us something. I have read several of his books. I read a lot of his works back when I was in school, when I was still reading like that versus on the internet and having to scroll and read like that, Bag of Bones I think that's the name of it. Bag of Bones was the one that was interesting. It was about this girl who was lost in the woods, and then you find out there's more to it. Oh, that shit was crazy. For me, I haven't seen the new platform movie. It's on my list of movies to watch. I might watch it tonight, actually. Thank you for giving me a suggestion. But because I was going to either play Mario Party Jamboree, which someone asked about that, and I will talk about it, or I was going to find some horror movies, because was today? Today's Tuesday. There's nothing on tonight. I need to make sure this Dragula reaction is posted. Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. Someone asked about another movie I have seen. I would suggest go see The Substance. The Substance is really cool. It's not your typical horror movie. It is long in a good way. And I don't want to give anything away. I think Demi Moore deserves an Oscar nomination for her role, to be honest with you. I keep thinking about that movie ever since I left that film. I keep thinking about it. It has not left my mind. It has not left my mind. That has been the most impactful movie for me this year. It has not left me. Not my spirit. Nothing. Still here in my heart. Ooh, bitch. Not even. I can't even front. That shit was wild. Okay. Aniki, thank you so much. I appreciate you, baby. I need all the hugs in the world. We need to figure out if we can keep the lights on or the cell phone on right now. So that's where we're at. So if you could drop a tippy poo, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, that's where it's gonna go, babies. And I appreciate you. There's only one showing of The Substance right now in my area, and it's like only 2 times. Like I think it's like in the afternoon, the evening. Okay. I told a friend of mine he's got to go see it. He saw it. He's like, Matt, holy shit. You did it. That's it. I'm like, I told you. I warned you. I told you it was going to be a great movie. He keeps talking about it with me. He's like, every other day, he's like, I just keep thinking about this one part of the movie, man. I'm like, I know. Let's talk about it. Like, such a great film. Such a great film. You said horror light. In a Violent Nature review, I recommend it. I give it a thumbs up. I'm warning you. Do you hear me? I'm warning you about that one. If you need noise, it's not your movie. If you don't like it being super duper quiet, you're not going to like this movie. It is from the perspective of the killer the entire time. The entire time. One more time. The entire time. It is art house like a mother. It is so eerie and creepy. It can be borderline extremely boring for those who would be like, there's nothing happening here. But I loved every single solitary second of it. And I liked the fact that it was from that perspective. I loved every little bit of it. I'm glad I watched it at night. I'm glad I had my I got my little LED lighting around here. I had my movie theater lighting set up. It made it so much more atmospheric, and I was appreciative that my neighbor wasn't running around that time. So I got the full effect of hearing those feet hit the leaves and the twigs in the woods while it's creeping up on them. Like, that shit was wild. And some of the most grotesque, just disturbing, gory deaths I've ever seen. The girl doing yoga, that was out of line. That was out of line what he did to that girl who was doing yoga. Out of line. Out of line. Out of line. But it's very cool. And I liked it a lot. And I love that it just felt like I walked into a completely different horror movie. And if you play Dead by Daylight or like watching games like that, I think you will live for the movie, because just like how you can play from a killer's perspective, it felt just like that watching the movie. Like, we were watching this as if we did Jason, as if we did, all that kind of shit. Yeah. Oh yeah, closed casket, girl. They would have to fucking cremate her. Okay, what do you mean closed? What? How could she fit? They'd have to fold her further. Okay, I liked it. But yeah, I'm here for that kind of stuff. Give me different. Someone said something horror light. What would be probably service you that's still in the horror movie area, but it's not too much and maybe not even a long movie. You might like the new American Horror Stories that's on Hulu. I watched some of those recently and I did like them. I have some complaints, but also I enjoyed certain ones. The one I liked the most was the Under the Bed story. Thought that one was pretty good. The Backrooms was wild. That episode was wild. I wish I wish they did it a little bit differently. And I wish that Ryan Murphy gave it well, actually, I don't even want it to be in Ryan Murphy's hands. Give it to somebody that knows what they're doing with horror movies. Like if Jordan Peele did a movie about backrooms, I'd be genuinely terrified, right? I need them to do something bigger with it. Yes, I know about the back rooms. I have a YouTube account. I better know about the back rooms. I have done every deep dive. I have done every situation. I always think to myself, what if that shit is real? And I walk through a door one day and end up in some random fucking place. Okay. Oh, I love that we discussed this lore today. This is fun. Okay. So the backrooms is like sort of this myth that's been created, that's been materialized and turned into something that people think is real or not real. And there are people who have made videos specifically catering to the back rooms that you can find on YouTube and on TikTok. It's like one of those, yeah, it's very much like scary stories you tell in the dark kind of tease when it comes to a back room. So basically, there's supposed to be some sort of temporal difference. I don't even know if that's correct, but more so a dimension in between that these back rooms existed, where it's almost like a merging between, I like to think, hell and earth, or whatever the case may be. And that when you go through these rooms, the deeper that you go in, the harder it is to either get out or easier to go, because you can never go back the way you came in. You always have to go through some other way, right? Each room is different and they all look like rooms that you're used to. The back rooms isn't something like, where am I? What planet is this? You're no. It's going to be like, why is this a long hallway for an apartment building? But you're not an apartment building. Why is there all of a sudden a pool in here? You're not in a gym. Like, we're in a cafeteria. There is no food. You're in a grocery store. No one's working, but the power is on for some reason. It's really fucking scary. And these videos I would watch on YouTube, I would recommend looking them up if you want some kind of scary stuff to watch. It's not too, you said light horror. This is low key kind of light because it's not, I mean, there's some jump scare stuff, but it's on there. Very as above, so below, which I did like that movie. But not necessarily that. It's like kind of close to that, where it's like you're in the in between. And basically you can find your way out or you can be stuck in there forever. And there are things in the back rooms. There are entities that exist in the back room. It's really like, I can't stress that enough. The squiggly line, man. Oh my God. I forget what I was watching and it scared the fuck out. I'm like, I freaking lost it. I was watching somebody's YouTube video where they were going through the rooms and they got stuck in a room and you could see it. It scared me the first time I saw it. I couldn't take it. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's not real, but people have made it up and the lore has gotten so deep that people think it's true. And I would look it up if you have an opportunity. It's actually very interesting, but I do want someone to actually take the idea of this and make it into either a series or a movie. Please, like, because Ryan Murphy didn't do it justice, if I'm going to be real with you, or whoever from FX. I don't know who the director was or what they were trying to do. They had the idea right, and then they started off well, but they gave me a character I didn't care about and I didn't feel sorry for, especially what he did. I didn't feel sorry for the man. And it led me to not feel fear on behalf of them. And I needed somebody in there who was innocent, that didn't deserve to be in there. And that was my problem with the show, with the backrooms for American Horror Stories. But it was still really cool. I just was like, what? Okay. I would say is not, well, this is, I shouldn't say horror light because the third act is complete insanity, but An Interview with the Devil, or excuse me, Late Night with the Devil is something I'd recommend personally. If you've never seen it, you need to go see it. No, I've seen X. I've seen the whole trilogy. I've seen X. I've seen Pearl. X was good. Pearl was great. Maxine was trash. Maxine was trash, honey. Maxine was trash boots. Xavier, get ready for that deep dive. I apologize, if you will, Xavier. I apologize, Fred. Get ready for that deep dive. It is wild, bitch. It's wild. It's wild. Thank you, Michael. That's what I thought too. I was like, why is he not in there? And let's not give it away. But wouldn't it have made more sense if he was in there and the entire time he didn't know what had happened? It was like he was pulling his story together. Yeah, Maxine was not good. Maxine was two different stories and they didn't know what they wanted to do with it, and it pissed me off. It's like they put the Night Stalker, which is a real story, with Maxine's past because she was still dealing with running away from her problems from X. The full bit, you know how it also relates to Pearl's story, but it going into I want to be a star. It's all of that, but I did not enjoy it at all, and I was really mad at the end. Like that last act when they give the big who is the person who's after her, I was like, what? Everything about it. The only thing I found cool and what I liked about the movie is that, yes, they played into the things that were happening in the 80s when it came to the fears of the American public, and it came to the fears of people over, folks, these satanic cults popping up and all this mess happening. Because mind you, you have to look at the United States at the time was a very conservative and Christian state for quite some time. And then towards like the 70s and 80s was rock and roll. A lot of people started to, I guess, fight against the system of that, especially because there's a lot of hypocrisy in Christianity. Not in all Christianity, but in a lot of places, people use the Lord as a vessel to do their own dirty deeds. But a lot of people were going into satanic cults and this, that, and the other. And of course, the Christian public was like, because, you'd find out things that people were doing, et cetera, and it led to a lot of fear. And there you go. But yeah, I do appreciate that it was in the 80s, and I appreciate that they actually kind of gave good references and homages to things, but it just did not do what it needed to be done for me. Maxine was a disappointment. You might like it. Style-wise, the movie was great. I loved stylistic, and I think that Giancarlo, I forget how to say his name, he can act in anything. Just love it. Bunny, hey baby, how you doing, Bunny Buns? Hope you're doing well. I miss you, girl. I did see The Pope's Exorcist with Russell Crowe. I didn't like it. I think the last Exorcist was much worse, but I didn't like it. Okay, let me go to the list here because y'all were talking about some movies and there were some that I've seen. Oh, X, an American Horror Story? No, I didn't like that. I do not have Letterboxd, but Bleaker has a great Letterboxd if y'all want to look it up. They do very detailed reviews. Come on, Matt. I was reading something not too scary. Hysteria TV. Sarah Rogers with a good suggestion. Hysteria TV series with the satanic panic during the 80s and the small band making a cult. Oh, Goosebumps would be another suggestion for me. Goosebumps is on Hulu. Pays homages to the books. It was a pretty good series, in my opinion. People said it was trash. It was okay. It was very teen tropey, bullshitty, but I thought it was pretty good for a little scary horror series. I would recommend watching it. I think part 1 and part 2 were pretty good. Yeah. Or is it just part 1? I think it's part 1 and part 2. Can't remember. It was good. I liked it. Yeah, Megan did need to be rated R. I did love As Above, So Below. I like that movie a lot. Okay, Grotesquerie. Okay, is it sad that I've had it on my list and I just haven't seen it yet? I have had that on my list for so long, but Ryan has been such a disappointment when it comes to like any sort of filmmaking, television work, script writing, all of it. All of it. Like all of it. That man has been such disappointment. Like, you also need to be looked at for the way that you sort of depict some of these men on camera, where I'm looking at you a little strange, like, honey, what in the homoeroticism is happening here? And I'm a full-on cis, so there you go. No, we're doing it tomorrow. Tiger, I had to post about it earlier today, but Dooley is unable to film today, so we are moving it to tomorrow evening. Right now, we're doing a Just Matty episode, and we're talking about horror movies that have recently come out. I'm giving some suggestions. Y'all are giving some as well. And we're also going to go down the line of some more fun stuff. So stick around, but we'll be back with Dragula tomorrow, babes. But thank you so much for tuning in. Uh-oh, we've got a live question. Let's see. Yay! If you do want to drop a tippy poo in my jar, because I am poor and old, no, because I am trying to raise money before the first. Please and thank you. PayPal at me for /MattyRants. Cash up to MattyRants. MattyRants. Anything and everything is super helpful. So I have also a question in here, and I do. Let me see. Okay. All right. Quick pause. I will watch Grotesquerie though. I just am nervous for what it's gonna give. George, how you doing, babes? Matty, I need advice. This guy I was talking to won't give me my rings back, like 6 of them. And they mean a lot to me. What should I do? Because I'm about to hot bop. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh my goodness. Okay. I want to know why you have them at the house in the first place, but it doesn't feel like that's going to be helpful. So I'm going to let it go. I think that's a lesson learned for you to never leave shit at anybody's house ever. Okay. But 3, I mean, how do you attract bees? You attract them with honey. Okay. He got something that you want. I'm with you, Nathaniel. I'm like, I want to watch it, but like, oh yeah, we need to talk about Agatha. We do need to talk about Agatha, but yeah, this is basically Lord of the Rings, possibly, or this is a Sonic game, and basically whoever took those rings, we got to go to the different kingdoms, so get them back. Yeah, the only way you're going to get them back is if you talk to them in a sane manner and not go off on them. And if they no longer want to be with you, just be like, hey, I left that shit over there. They mean a lot to me. Like, just get them back. Like, you should be pressed because that's your shit. And I understand, but there is no way you need to come at him hot to get your shit back. That's not how you get your shit back. I promise you. You're not going to get it back. You need to come at him nicely. Like, I don't know if you want to emphasize that it means a lot, because I don't know if y'all got into it afterwards. They could be somebody petty and gross, because there are people that exist on Earth that are ready to do whatever because they think they're not going to be here for a while. So I just would approach calmly and be like, hey, those are important rings for me. And I know we're not talking, and I'm cool with that. And like, trust me, this is not on some bullshit, but I just want to get them back from you. Please, because they're sentimental or whatever the case may be, or however you can word it to where you feel you're comfortable with it. But don't go robbing nobody. Don't go to robbing nobody, please. I'm begging you. I'd like to see you back in the chat, okay? Because that can get you arrested. So. Y'all have been so nice about these pictures. Ah. This weight loss journey has been crazy. The entirety of just the working out process has been a lot for me. That's why I was like, maybe he just needs to get some friends together and they set off on a journey for those rings. You know, at this point, I mean, if this is something that's actual, talk to that person. But if this is some sort of then I suggest you find 2 short motherfuckers. Okay, big ass feet, hairy bitches, if you will. All right, and you set yourself across the nation, the green lands, if you will. You will find treacherous areas. Possibly you will go through sundown towns, MAGA supporters, the girls with the crystal light. And I'm not talking about lemonade, bitch. So I'm just saying, however you want to math, do what you need to do. But I suggest that you find yourself a good couple of short set of big-footed motherfuckers. Get you some muffins, put it in a basket, and push on through. You'll be all right. I have not seen Ant-Man 3, and I don't want to see it. Isn't that crazy? I like, no shade to Kang. I just don't want to see it. Thank you, Jose. I guess before we do Agatha, let me talk a little bit about the body. So yeah, I was 200 plus in September of last year, and I was really feeling low about my physical form because I was just eating whatever. I was binge eating, for that matter. Like, just to be very honest with you, I was doing a little bit of that. And that is something that I've been doing, or I've done when I was younger. And it's not, I don't have a disorder or anything like that, but it's just one of my coping mechanisms with stress has been is just eat, honey. Just eat, girl. Just eat your food. Baby, we're gonna get a pint of ice cream, we're gonna get some chips, we'll get some sandwiches. Like that was me down. You know what I'm saying? There is no glorifying of that. I think that's why I watch a particular YouTuber who has said situation, and seeing her videos and seeing how aggressively angry and racist and just a nut job she is, like, it gives me, it really does help me not to go back into that headspace of eating like that again. So that was the first thing I had to work out, and that was done through therapy. So that was the first thing. Then we got to get to the working out process. Y'all know I had a vacation coming up in Miami, so I was like, I just want to slim it down a little bit. So I didn't start really working out and taking it seriously. And it's so sad to say this. I was lightly doing it in December, but I didn't start really doing it till February. So that picture you saw, the side by side, that was the day I was like, I'm about to start taking accountability for my body. Yes, David, that's who I'm talking about. That bitch. But I was like, I'm going to start taking accountability for my body. I feel like a lot of my life is out of control, and it really sucks. So what can I take control over? My body. Let me take control over that. Mind you, remember, I had a pre-diabetic scare, so this was important to me. Whew. I had to cut bread, pasta, and rice for 2 months. 2 months of no bread, no pasta, no rice, no juice, no dessert. If it's going to be any kind of dessert, guess what it was? Activia. That was my dessert, was some yogurt with probiotics. That's how I did that. I drank nothing but water. I ate meat and vegetables, vegetables and meat. And yes, it is very boring. Yes, the diet is boring. Yes, that part sucks, but I promise you, I'm eating bread now. I'm eating bread now, and my body's maintained. Does that make sense? Do you see what I'm talking about? Okay. So I did 2 months of that, 60 days prior to my trip, went on my trip and had a good time. When I came back, because I cut so much of that fat from all those breads and all that starch shit in my body, I've been able to work out, still have sandwiches, still have some bread here and there or some chips, but it's not hindering me or preventing me from getting my body the way it was. Correct. It was a reset. So I flushed out my body of a lot of toxins and a lot of shit. I'm able to re-enter some things into my body, but I've made it sure it's some things. And because of the 2 months of me not eating all of that, guess what? I don't have a craving for most of those things. I find myself now going to places going, ooh, never mind, that's a lot of rice. Ooh, well, if I get that, then I can't have bread with it. Like if I get pasta, I'm not going to eat garlic bread, which, ooh, that sucks, right? But I'm like, well, no, I'd rather have garlic bread than pasta today. So I'm going to have some garlic bread with my chicken parmesan. Are you seeing what I'm doing? This is how it's done now. This is how I eat now. I pick and choose my battles. I don't go, I need everything. I go, I need the protein. That's the one. I need the protein. I need the fiber. And then I can add the starch. I think of that last. I don't think of it first. You know? If the salad looks good, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna eat that mother. But if it's not, I'm like, I'm gonna find a way around it. And yes, there are cheat days I have too. But like, it's just a way of looking at it. I don't have anything that's sugar in my refrigerator. I have sugar-free or water. That's it. For example, I made nachos the other day, but my nachos were ground turkey meat. The seasoning that I used was reduced sodium because it matters. A lot of salt that is gonna mess y'all up. Y'all think it's not, it's gonna mess you up. Bring your salt intake down, especially for my Black folks. You know about our hearts. Hello. Yeah, runs. Just saying, like, you start getting some of that reduced sodium stuff now. Like this right here. This is why I don't eat fries like I used to. I still eat fries, but I'm not going that day if I have fries. Yeah, like sodium makes you bloat. It is definitely going to do that. It's also going to make you'll notice that when you sweat, it smells different. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. Let me stop talking. But no, I went from 200 to now 162. I am below my high school weight. Cut a lot of fat out. I still have my butt. That's all still there. But, you know, it's just we're like better people. I don't even know because I ate earlier. So I don't know if I'm like really giving like anything right now. But the girl's like, you're sucking it in. Nah, sweetie, I'm not. I'm not. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because I was like, I don't have a big chest. And whenever I do get my chest to finally poke out or whatever, because that's what I wanted to do. I don't like my chest right now. I want it to be bigger. So bad. So bad. And they're like, well, you got to add food on there. You got to gain some more weight. So I have been gaining weight back. I have been. It's just the fact that I'm like, I want it to be like right now. But just like I got my abs like fully together, I have to like focus on that. And my arms too. I don't know where we're at with the arms. It's getting a lot better. See, you ain't got no more of this. This don't do nothing like that no more. I'm like, oh my God. It's wild looking at my body sometimes and thinking about where I was and going, you're just going forward. You're just going forward. We're just going forward. We're just going to go forward. So I suggest for those of you who are like, Matt, I feel self-conscious about the gym. I am not in 24 hours. I'm not in the gym. I work out at home. I use my apartment complex's facility, and I also run at the park near my house. Going outside is crucial. I'm going to say that the sun is your best friend. Also, for someone who's vitamin D deficient like me, it's needed and necessary for me working out and for energy. Get you some resistance bands. Get you some resistance bands. The way I cannot stress this enough. Hold on, where is mine? Let me get mine so I can just show you. And I mean, I got mine at like, hi guys. I don't mean to wake you up. Looking at me crazy. The cats are looking at me crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. I have the Beyonce merch on right now. That's the Beyonce merch. That's that thick. That's that real shit. That's that jelly, baby. Yeah, that's when I went to the concert and I was like the only guy that asked for those shorts, and she was like, well, all we have is extra large. I'm like, I'm a whole dude. Give me the extra large, please. Thank you. But no, get you some resistance bands like these here, like this that I have here, right? Guess where I got these? Oh yeah, I have ankle weights as well. I use those ankle weights for walking and when I do my leg lifts, and I also do donkey kicks as well. That's a really good way to get your glutes to form and look really nice. This is I got this at Five Below. I got this at Five Below. Five Below. This was $3. This one resistant band. And this is the heavy one. I didn't get the light one that's like for beginners. I got the one that was like, it can make you feel the much more resistant and like, heavier to work on and, gotta go stronger. It's basically giving like 45-pound weights sort of feel, right? So I got the heavy one. I feel like I need to change. Can I change how this camera looks right now to make my point clear? Oh, yes, I can. Work. Okay, boom. So one of the workouts I do is one of these going up like this. And I do 15, 4 sets of 15 of that, right? That's one of the workouts that I consistently do. I also do, because it's good for your shoulders, your traps, and your back right here, is when you just boot it up in one hand. It also works out this area. I do the same thing, 4 sets of 15 with that. Crossovers, 4 sets of 15. Traps, 4 sets of 15. And that's like a portion of arm day. I then do 50 to 100 push-ups. I try to do 100. That is the goal. If I'm just dead ass tired, I'm going to get to 50, or I just try to challenge myself and go as far as possible. That's like arm day for me. And then I will go to the gym and they have free weights there. And I will do, of course, the curls and push and pull and do all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, Five Below actually has a whole workout section. I would recommend yoga mats, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's very, very good for your cheap workout stuff. And if you want to get some quick things there, like water bottles even and all that shit, it's all right there in the back. So I really recommend it. They can be really expensive, Nick. I also would recommend looking up the YouTube videos on it and seeing if possible, like if you can get into a class under God, I have a friend who does Pilates as well, but they have money too. They actually have the machine at their house and they just watch YouTube videos. I'm very jealous. They're like, why aren't you working out over there? Because their husband is mean. He likes a little boo to himself, and he don't like his friends coming over, so we ain't never over there. We ain't never over there. But hey, listen, he got a daddy, so I do squats and I do crab walking for those of you who know. Oh my God. Hold on. For those of you who know, look, I gotta pull this over so we can get the idea here. Okay. So y'all know when you're squatting and you keep it down like this, right? So you want to do your squats and you want to keep that low and make it sort of center, make sure you're sitting down and doing all that. But then the crab walking is when you shuffle with that butt. You got to shuffle with it. This is what I recommend when you want to get them thighs together and you want to get that going, right? And it's also going to help with the butt too. Donkey kicks, of course, that's when you're like kicking the leg back. The little fire hydrants, when dogs lift their legs up too. I recommend doing about 2 sets of 30 per leg if you want to get your glutes and your thighs together. Stretch, 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 stretch. Yoga is also really good too. If you rather start on the yoga journey before you get into weights, do it. Yoga is so good. Woo, honey. Because yoga is not only going to help you lose weight, it's going to stretch your body out. It's going to make you more flexible and it's going to actually increase your strength as well, especially with your core. You'll find yourself being able to do sit-ups and other like workout routines a lot better when you do yoga. I put that on everything. But you need to stretch before you do anything, and you need to stretch after, before and after. You want to know why you're so sore? You didn't stretch before. You want to know why you're so sore now? You didn't stretch after either. Before and after, at least 10 minutes of stretching. I'm also cool with this personal trainer guy, and he's like, it's 7 minutes is fine too, is what he says. But like, I normally like to do a 10-minute stretch. Like, I'd like to be loosey-goosey. For that. For that. But yes, I suggest you invest in some chicken. It's a really good protein to eat. Turkey meat is also your best friend. Beef isn't really that great unless you are trying to add weight. And even then, sometimes beef can be a little too heavy and too hard, especially with iron. If you're losing weight, I would not recommend beef. Green vegetables, green vegetables, green vegetables. Guess what, kids? Corn is a starch. Corn is a starch. One more time. Corn is a starch. It's a starch. Let it go. That shit sits on your tummy. I'm not even lying. You want to know why it doesn't digest? Honey, let it go. I really should just make the video of my whole routine for like a full body day for me. Yeah, peas too. There's a lot of vegetables like corn, potatoes. If you're gonna do potatoes, sweet potato is really gonna be your best friend. If you have to do potatoes, just make sure that they've like soaked it in some water. Make sure a little bit of that starch is taken out of it. Don't add way too much to the potato because it's important that potatoes are good for you too now, but just don't overdo it. There we go. That's what my nutritionist said. She's like, do not overdo it. Just, like you can have it, just don't overdo it. And we love baked potatoes, right? But there's no reason for you to have a baked potato that's loaded and then you having a side with it. Isn't that? I hate that I'm even saying that, but that is, oh my God, I have really changed my mind. That's the truth. It's the truth. I swear to God, it'd be like, why is there a side with this? This is literally an entire giant potato with meat and dressing and all that on top of it. And I need extra? No, I don't. This is the meal. This is legit the meal. This is literally even more than a meal. Once you get in that mind frame, it just changes from there. So, even, for example, when I went to brunch this past weekend, I had the lightest thing at the table. I had 3 breakfast tacos. That's it. And I shared the Parmesan fries with DW because he wasn't even that hungry. He was like, I just want to order something. I was like, well, we'll just order the fries because it's gonna be good. But like, I had breakfast tacos. That's it. I never drank soda like that, Chabo. So I'd never, that was never my issue. But I would also say to anybody that is a soda drinker, you're gonna have to let that go. The soda companies don't want to hear it. You're gonna have to let it go. It is all about the mindset, Xavier, and it's also about, am I bored? Well, if I'm bored, why don't I do something? That is how it really got going for me, especially when I stopped like partaking for a little bit. I was like, I'm bored and I want to do something. I start working out. A good alternative for coffee, they're going to tell you tea. I would say taking multivitamins that also help with energy is really good. There's also specific vegetables and fruits that are also very good at getting your energy up. I'd rather it be a smoothie, to be honest, Dev, when it comes to like getting your energy up, specifically like a superfruit or vegetable smoothie. I also would still be careful with those because those are natural sugars too, and they can creep up on you, but it's still a lot better. It's a lot better. The natural sugars are a lot better. Just be careful because people sometimes think, oh, it came from the earth, so it's healthy. It's like, yeah, it's healthy, but there's also natural sugars that can lead into diabetes too. So you have to be really careful. I have tried mushroom coffee. It's pretty good. If you want to go use the bathroom, it's very good. It's very, very good. I would recommend it. I still drink coffee, but I don't drink a lot of coffee anymore. I used to be the Trenta or the venti cup kind of guy. I'm more of now like a grande individual. I need to not drink like a cup of coffee, yes, but not no like big old tumbler bitch ass. No, no. Mm-mm. No, I haven't had tamarind. Yeah, I have not had tamarind. I've heard of it though. Yeah, Panda, I take a multivitamin. That's also been super helpful for my energy, but I haven't taken them in a little while because of my insomnia and it's a lot. I don't recommend people to get hooked on coffee because once you get on coffee, honey, it is so hard to get off. I am so addicted to the morning cup. I cannot. I cannot. But it's also part of my working out too, is I'll have my coffee before I work out. I need to do protein shakes because in reality, that's why I haven't gained the weight I want to in my chest, is because I need to start doing more protein shakes and pre-workouts in the morning. And I, again, am currently going through what I'm going through. So I just don't have it right now to do all of that. But once I feel everything gets back in a better place, I do want to buy a blender. One, I need to buy a blender. Two, I need to get some protein like drinks because I am out, and those were super helpful with this like muscle gaining journey. And I'm currently feel like I'm cutting too much weight. And three, get a new schedule for me working out. Because to be honest with you, after this live, that's exactly what I'm about to do. Legit, as soon as we're done with this live video, I'm about to work out. I kid you not. I think that's why I even have my resistance band ready to go as well. Oh, okay. So I need to talk about waist trainers too. Be careful with those because they can hurt your internal organs. I don't think they really talk about it enough when it comes to those waistbands and shit. But if you ever feel severe pain, you need to take that shit off, and you need to give your a rest. And you might need to go get checked out and make sure you didn't bruise anything, because I had hurt myself before with the waist trainer because I was able to really get it in there, and I was doing sit-ups. I don't know if I was just compressing it too hard or whatnot, but I did strain a muscle in my abdominal area through that. And I had to stop working out for like a good 2 weeks. So be careful with those. They are good for at least cutting fat on the waist and on the tummy. And I have used it before and all that jazz, but you don't need to pull it to the point to where you cannot breathe. You are not Dita Von Teese, okay? So they're good. You just don't need to pull them like, I'm about to work out and I can. It's just supposed to cover the body area. It's not supposed to be, soak it in. It's not supposed to be like that. How do we obtain great flexibility? By stretching. That's a key essential. And then I also say for those of you who aren't flexible and you want to be flexible, start doing a lot more stretches and start doing stretches that are mostly geared towards your flexibility. You'd be surprised how far you can bend it back. But also don't push yourself too much too, because if you find yourself getting that little tinge of pain, don't test it because you may tear something. I know, Jose, we're describing my brother's kitchen because that's how his is doing. I have thought about doing some fitness videos. I do want to do more of that. It's interesting. I don't know. It's been weird ever since I like got into the really focusing on working out. I have noticed more people being attracted to me, more people, I don't know, something, I guess maybe it's also how my energy is presenting too, but I've found people to be a little bit more nicer to me lately. um but for me, I think I like it the most just because I feel good about myself, and I'm putting on shirts that didn't fit that now fit wonderfully. Like wonderfully. Like, oh, there are so many small shirts, y'all, that I used to like not be able to wear because they were from high school or whatever, and I can fit every single one of them now. There is one shirt I wore recently in a video that is a small, honey. Like she is a small, and I fit her gracefully. I was like, oh my God. But no, I just want my arms to get bigger. I want my chest to be bigger. Yes, a little bar coated tees, not himbo levels, but I just would love to have it. And yeah, that's the goal. And also to maintain this body forever is not even forever. I think I should say to work out for the rest of my life is what I want to do and how I want to do this. I don't want this to be something where I was like, I felt good this year and I started working out. And then 2 years later, I'm like, everything just got too busy for me. I want to have at least one thing I feel in control of. And that right now is working out. So if you're feeling down, if you're feeling like, oh man, I really want to do this, but I don't know, just start. Just start slow, start the process up little by little. You don't have to go crazy like me. I'm the same guy who quit cigarettes cold turkey and I haven't gone back to cigarettes in over a decade. So like, and I had an ex that got me onto cigarettes because he used to smoke Newports every fucking day. And that's literally my first cigarette was a Newport. Like, why? Like, why am I starting with the hardest of the hard cigarettes, honey? Like menthol, menthol, menthol. You know what I mean? But I'm one of those people who can do that. And it also is torturous pain, but I like to do that. So there you go. Which Activia yogurt do you recommend for weight loss? So I recommend you get the it's not sugar free, but there is one specifically that's for half the sugar. It doesn't taste as good as the one that has full sugar in it, but it's better for you because you're getting those probiotics so you can digest your food faster, and it'll help you with that weight loss, especially when you have like a bunch of bubbly gutty kind of food in you. That's the one I recommend. It normally comes in strawberry and peach. Xavier, if you see it in the store, and you can send me a picture, let me know. There's also a fiber one that's really good too. That one comes in pineapple and strawberry. You're welcome. It tastes weird because there's like it's like cereal. It's so weird because it actually has like, I don't even know what to describe. What is that shit in there? It tastes interesting, but it's good. It's good. I'm proud of you, Mike. I stopped smoking in 1995. Yeah, the thing is, I've touched a cigarette here and there, like when I've been like in my most drunk state of whatever, but never have I gone out and bought a cigarette in over 10, like a pack of cigarettes over 10 years. And I have nothing against people that smoke cigarettes. I just remember the day that made me stop smoking cigarettes. My teeth started bleeding. Like I'm talking about all this whole back row. I will never forget the day because I pulled the cigarette out. I was like, why is it red? Lifted it up. All this was just boom. I was like, oh my God. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm smoking and inhaling this shit into my gut. That's when I stopped. So this just scared me. It scared me. It scared me so much. I thought my teeth were going to fall out. I was like, oh my God. It scared the shit out of me. This is how I found out I have sensitive skin and sensitive gums. That same year, I found out I have hyperhidrosis, which is why I sweat the fuck down here. Yeah. Yes. Because when I did my first performance, I was in my 200s when y'all saw me for that first performance. And I know somehow I was still giving, but I really felt like crap that day and I was so embarrassed. And there was nothing wrong with me, but just for me physically, I was like, nah, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I don't like this. And so lately, I actually put on the same outfit that I had for drag not too long ago because I still have that outfit sitting up here. I still have it. It's like the beginnings of Pisa, right? I put it on recently. Oh, it fits so much better. And the fact that I put the top on now and I don't need the waist cincher. And I'm like, if I just put the cincher on now it's going to really go, ew. So for me, that's where I'm like, uh-huh. But yeah. No, I'm a perfectionist. Even in my messiness, in my chaos, I'm a perfectionist. It is my Virgo rising in me of needing to have everything a certain kind of way. And for me, my first performance will never be my best performance, and my last performance will never be as good as the first. And that's how I have to look at stuff. This is why I don't watch my videos over, because I'm hypercritical. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I did this. I will be lost in thought over that shit. I will be lost in thought. So yeah, this is how we protect ourselves. Oh my goodness. Thanks y'all for tuning in. It's a Just Matty episode. You're learning some stuff about me. We talked about horror movies and gave some reviews earlier in the day. We're going to get into some Agatha All Along. I'm going to talk a little bit about Dragula because we're going to do the review tomorrow with Dooley and some more hot topics. And again, if y'all want to ask me anything, this is literally the kind of episode. This is that episode. Like, he's an open book. He's an open book. All that kind of stuff. This conversation is hitting different because I'm going to have bariatric surgery and I'm ready to restart myself. That's why I'm going to bookmark this for workout routines afterward. I'm not going back. Wow, Mateo, I first want to say congratulations for getting approval on that. I know one YouTuber would love to have that surgery, but actually two in particular, but they just gaslight their audiences into believing that's going to happen, but then asking for the funds to then get the surgery, but then not actually get it. Yeah. um, be kind to yourself afterwards. I've never had bariatric surgery, but be kind to yourself afterwards. Give yourself time to not only heal, but also, yes, you want to do this process of working out. You're highly interested and da 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 da, and you're trying to get your body together, and all that's fine. But like, give yourself a little bit of grace in the process of it, okay? Because if you get too deep into your head, then you can cause yourself to like psych yourself out of wanting to like go further with anything. You know what I mean? So don't psych yourself out. Stay positive. Isis, see, stay positive, get a therapist. I had it. Hence the reason why I'm very happy for my therapist, because like anytime I'm going through my extreme mental process, Miss Mama always pulls me together, but she also knows that I am unfortunately a person who likes to tell the world everything that's going on with me, even though sometimes I feel like I can't. And so she's not getting me together about telling you as my audience. She thinks it's actually important because she says she finds it to be a good way of accountability. Because it's like, well, let's say you never said that. You can just go back and watch your videos, and then you got to look at yourself again. So I'm like, this is true. But she did tell me to be careful because she saw some of the stuff that people were saying, because I show her screenshots all the time of like all the nasty shit that people say to me. And she's like, just be careful with that. And also learn to do this with it. Because I know you carry the people home with you sometimes. I'm like, the people I love for sure. She's like, don't carry the mean ones with you, you know? Yeah, give yourself some grace. Like, I don't know what's going to happen on the first. My lights may be off. My phone may be off. I'm trying to get the rent paid. I can get that paid, but now I'm like, well, I got to look at one or the other. And so if I get the money to pay for it, then that's amazing. And of course, my game plan going into November, December is already set to go, where I'm not going to have any issues again. Thank God, because I was paying for some bullshit. I'm going to be real with you. And I finally got my insurance canceled. So it's not even on a pause. I just canceled it. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm also like, you know what? Let's just hope and let's just pray. And you've done everything you can do, and you still are doing things you can do. And then let's just see. And if all else fails, we'll get it back. If we don't, we don't. But don't give up. Just keep going. And that's just what you got to do sometimes. I am unfortunately very hard headed and stubborn and a procrastinator through and through. So it can take me a little while to even get me off of the ledge, or to, it's hard for me to see the goal and the light sometimes, because I am very good at creating or manifesting or putting the wrong things in front of me to do, the work or do the job or whatnot. So I don't recommend it. I recommend focusing on the positive. Trust me. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, excuse me, in 2019, and was good for years after that, but then started gaining weight back. Now I just started Wegovy 2 months ago and lost 20 pounds. Use the tool wisely. See, Mateo, I love this. I'm about to get emotional. You see this community? This is what the rant pack is about. This is the stuff I like to see. We got each other. It's not just Matty and then everybody's right. No. Because some of y'all have made friends outside of this, which I found out. And I've also know some of y'all, when you see each other in chat, you already know what's up. This is your people. This is what we do. We give each other advice. We help each other out. We lift each other up. Girl, we cack, we read, we play sometimes. It is what it is, but that's what it is. You got it. I believe in you. Okay. So Agatha All Along is about to end, and I don't want it to. This last episode was the best episode of the season. I've watched it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So good. We know who Billy is. We've already got the gist of everyone. To not give anything away, what I would like to see is a good wrap up of the series. I kind of want it to be an hour-long episode. I kind of want it to be a very long hour-long episode, right? I'm concerned they may screw the pooch for the finale, but I just love how the last one went down. And Patti LuPone is a national treasure, period. But I just don't want them to kill Jennifer. I don't want Jen to go. I don't want Jen to go. I just don't want Jen to go. I just don't want Jen to go. I just don't want Jen to go. I love Jen. I love Jen. She's my favorite. So I don't know. We'll see how the finale goes down, but I am just so in love with the show and everything about it and the vibe and the energy. Down the witch's road. Now. So I'm excited. And we shall see. Is it tomorrow in the daytime or in the evening time? Because I remember the last time they released it early and everybody was gagged. It was like, oh my God, it's out early versus it being in the evening time when it used to be aired. So I'm hoping it comes out early because I want to watch it tomorrow. Maddie, do you think Candy Muse is making it far on House of Villains? As of right now, yes. I also will say, as a reminder, we will be doing House of Villains reviews on Saturdays since Global All Stars is finally over. But yeah, House of Villains has been a key. I think Candy is playing a very smart game. She's being loud as well as, how do I put this? Candy is very assertive and a dominant presence, but Candy also knows how to rear it back in and allow people to get space to speak and talk and make them feel some kind of way. And Candy also knows how to shut up. And I like that. And I've seen her do it on the show several times where she could have easily been like, She said, nope, I'm not saying a word until later. And I'm going to cack them later. And I'm like, yep, that's how you do that, Cam. That's how you do that. Larsa is there because she needs the money. I don't know why Larsa's there. Wes is doing good, but they know Wes is a threat. So that's the problem. Wes has already shown his hand and they know he's a problem. That's the issue with Wes. He like he's not surprising nobody. He's not surprising nobody. They've already like figured her out. Don't come for Larsa, Matty. What's gonna happen? Because let's be very real. No one was thinking about Larsa until they revived the Real Housewives of Miami franchise. We let that little girl go. She was trying to be a Kardashian. All tea. And I don't like Larsa. Team Gertie. Yep. Team Gertie. Yeah, team. I'm mad Dr. Nicole's not coming back, but I'm gonna be quiet because don't get me started on Housewives of Miami. Oh, wait, I am so mad. Dr. Nicole is Dr. Nicole. I'm like, why are you not coming back? Why, Nicole? But also, she was going through some stuff with her dad too, and I was getting embarrassed for her on television watching that man low key like do what he was doing. My friend was asking me if I was gonna go to the gym, and I was like, no, I'm about to just work out over here. And it was very, Matt, now you make me want to go to the gym. I'm like, yes. We'd all need to be going to the gym right now. I mean, low key, oh, I wish my car worked because I need to go to the store, to be honest with you. I really need to go to the store. But alas, I'll have to wait until tomorrow morning and something comes my way, it comes my way. But I really don't feel like spending money on having something delivered. They charge way too much money, and I'm trying to save. The first is literally Thursday, and I don't have the money. Ah! Wait, the first is Friday or Thursday? Oh, the first is Friday. Okay. Oh. Okay, we have an extra day. I was really thinking it was just 2 days. Okay, but still. I'm watching Potomac. Mia is doing a lot this season, to be honest with you. And I don't know why Wendy's there, to be real. No shade. Because I'm like, Wendy, I don't hate Larsa. I just don't respect her. There's nothing respectable about her except for her being a mother. And that's just me being honest. I'm sorry, Nathaniel. I don't want you to be like, oh my God, they hates what I love. If you were to be like, Matt, give me 5 reasons, I'd give you a receipt. I would. She's entertaining television, though. I will give Larsa that much money. There are times where I just cackle because I'm like, girl, what? That read wasn't necessary. But it was right. She's right sometimes, too. There are other times where she's just dead ass wrong. That cancer bit with Gertie pissed me off. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't think I was saying was wrong. You literally ran and told everybody that. Come on, girl. Like, that was weird. Like, if that was you and she did the same thing, you would have been pissed. Let's not do that today. You made something that was very personal gossip. That's crazy. Damn it, Nathan. See, Nathan, you got me talking about that girl. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. I mean, that's like one example, right? Let me stop. Oh, Lord have mercy. Have mercy, Jesus. I can't. Whoa. Did you see that news article that Ray J got into an altercation with Diddy's sons at a Halloween party, and Chris Brown is the one that broke it up? The deep sigh when I read that article, I was like, so they were all tweaking, allegedly, in my opinion. They were all tweaking. They were all tweaking. There's nothing no one can say to me. They were all tweaking. Had to be. And we know that those girls like to do bumps. So that's why I'm like, oh no, they were tweaking. And for Chris to break it up, I said if they were women fighting, and especially if they were dark skinned, you would have had nothing to do with that. But I'll continue. Hey Nima, how you doing, baby? Yes, Dooley was not able to film today on our normal Tuesday schedule, so we have to do this for tomorrow. If he's not able to continue tomorrow, I will just simply go live and do the Dragula review, but because we're already off schedule, but like he's not able to do it today. So that's why we're doing a Just Matty episode, and we're talking about just hot topics. We did horror movies earlier. We talked about Agatha All Along. I gave my workout routine and talked about like the process of how I lost this weight. And now we're just going through some hot topics, and I'm about to get into my thoughts on Dragula before doing the review. So not a full review, but just my thoughts on the episode before we wrap this up, because I wanted to do 2 hours today. Also, we're still raising cointadas for the first. We're almost down to we're almost down the finish line. But this week will be crucial for me to make up the difference, because I'm trying to keep my power on now, because these people want to play the fucking TXU energy game. But yes, so if y'all can drop tippies, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, it's okay. If you can't, I just like y'all being here and showing some love. It does matter with the algorithm. And of course, y'all leaving notes and comments too. Thank you for the super chats earlier. But yes, we continue on. So and I do want a cookie. I do want a cookie. I do want a cookie because I have to edit a bit of my reaction. This is one of the other reasons why it hasn't uploaded the way I wanted to, because I was talking so much tea. I had to like stop myself. I was like, There was something that was said at the beginning of that note that told on Majesty. You came to a competition to get your anxiety together. I didn't come to fight. I came to fight my anxiety. Who were you fighting with? You showed a whole clip of her and Desiree getting into it before Desiree's extermination that you left out of the main episode. All of that. But you show it today. You then play this. I feel the other girls were not trying to see Majesty for trying to change themselves. You have got me fucked up, Boulets. You've got me on some fuck shit. Boo. Boo you in that bad narrative. Boo. Boo you. Boo you. We're not dumb. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that right now. You're telling me this girl left because she felt bullied by the rest of the cast? Fuck that. Fuck that. Yeah. You're not giving context, and you screwed up there. That's why from now on, I can't look at them the same, because I'm like, y'all did exactly what I thought you were going to do, and that shouldn't have happened. You did it even worse. A note was left. A note that someone else had to read to then see this person doing what they did. Now, here's the problem that people seem to always miss with me, and I'm all right with that now because I'm just so fucking used to it. You think I have no empathy for this person. I don't go through my own mental health journey. I have empathy for Majesty for losing their uncle, this and the other, and everything else like that. God forbid them if they lied about that just for a story. But like, I have empathy for that, but we're not going to act like that bitch didn't walk in the room swinging her dick around at the rest of everybody else. We're not going to act like she wasn't in the middle of everybody else's drama too, and also trying to create narratives around certain people like Pi, Scylla, and Aurora. We're not doing this. We're not doing that today. Her hand was dirty. Her hands were dirty. And she was using that baby voice, and she was playing that manipulative game the whole way through. We're not doing this today. You can like that girl. You can want her to do well, and that's fine. Have that. I'm with it. Go, Majesty. Feel better for yourself. I'm with that. But you bullshitted us, bitch. And you played this game, and y'all are not telling us the whole story. I don't like it. They really were coming down hard on her, and they were showing all these clips of everybody having something to say about Majesty. And I'm like, well, why aren't you playing the clips of what Majesty was saying about them? Because Majesty didn't walk up in the competition, and it was just, oh, I love everybody. What the fuck? What the fuck? You gave me an exit and you put context that doesn't actually tell the whole story. And I don't like that. Why were Desiree and her fighting? Why were they getting into it? You didn't explain that. You going on a podcast is not enough for me. And you've given it to some of these other folks that think that's what it really is. I'm a bit better than that. And I know that y'all can just say whatever the fuck y'all want to say. What happened? Because that's not what happened. What happened? Very weird. Y'all are trying to make Auntie this villain. Not working. It's not working. Right. You can't be the victim and the villain at the same time. And she was trying to do that in spades. And that's why I was over it. So the whole exit, they came in twos. I thought that was stupid. I knew what was going to happen just from the twos. I was like, oh, okay. Huh. Huh. Also, the challenge itself, oh, horrible. Horrible. By far the worst episode of the season. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Boo. 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 Jaharia, you were robbed. You were robbed. I'm sorry. You were robbed, sweetie. Yeah, you were robbed. Ooh, playing the secondary. How? How? The pie lied on stage. I was the lead. You were? You didn't even create this choreography, though. And I love how she tried to word and say, oh, this really pissed me off. I know for a fact, truthfully, that I did put in the leadership role with this group, but also factually that the Boulets like it when people take ownership for that, because you actually and factually just made that shit up because they said that they thought you did that. So you said, because you think that, I know that, and I felt that. So now I'm going to say thank you for validating that. And yes, I was the leader of this group. And Jaharia, you said up there too kind, sister. You did. I love you, baby. You was too kind while they was talking to you and they was giving you good things to say. And then you were like, well, yeah, I sometimes feel all that. And that's fine. I needed some sort of rah, 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 rah. There was a nice little twist too at the end when they were like, oh, by the way, the winning team gets to choose the bottom two. Oh, they screwed the pooch on that one. I'm like, did the production tell you can't put that other girl up or what? Because like that, whatever y'all initially were trying to do should have been the way that went down. I don't like Asia and Pie's alliance. Asia's a much cooler entity when Pie is not attached. And I'm going to say that that low key brings down their real estate value. They bring down their real estate value. Yes, Pie is bringing down the real estate value. I don't like Asia when she works with him. I'm sorry, because he seems like he's trying too hard, and that this is a TV show for real, for real. Like every time Pie starts talking and some of the things that they're saying, I'm like, girl, what the way you pull that out of your asshole. And I like Pie, but because I think Pie's drag is very entertaining and interesting. It's just them, this episode in particular, it was really hitting me like, oh, you are a try hard. Okay, girl, I got it. You're very aware. Okay. Like that's what this is. She gives me, I know I'm on TV, so how should I? Ooh, this could be in the camera, so I should, versus it just seeming natural. David, that wasn't who was in the bottom. It was Vivi and Auntie. They were wanting to put Gray and Auntie up, but then they chickened out the last second, and then Gray ends up being saved. I was like, what? Like, oh my God. Like, what? You had the chance to take out a big hitter? Oh, you're glad it wasn't. Okay, there you go. I'm just, like, what? It's wild to me. That's all. Like, I just wanted them to follow through. That's all. That was I'm like, I need y'all to follow through. Well, in all fairness, Vivi should have gone home. Any POC that has been in a team, Blackberry. Wait, are you free tomorrow? Because we're doing the Dragula episode tomorrow. If you wanted to join, because we talked about this on Sunday. Everybody say hi to Blackberry. She was Kamala Berry Harris. For drag brunch this weekend. And if y'all didn't see the video, it hit that 5,000 views. I don't know how I got that many views, Blackberry, but you shooting champagne into my throat was apparently viral for just a few seconds. It like literally hit 5,000 in an hour and then it stopped. I'm like, did YouTube throw in the algorithm? Remember, it was me. I was like, fuck this. Who would I put in the bottom? Aurora Gosmic would have been in the bottom. And Vivi the Force. I would have chose one per team. I know they were doing teams, but like, okay. So yes, next week then let's talk because we're going to go back to Tuesdays, but let's talk for Tuesdays. Okay. Got you. I'm gonna send it to you. Actually, I posted it on, I think I posted on the other things, but no, I'll just send it to you. Yeah, I'd have put Vivi and I'd have put Aurora in there. Aurora was a fool. Your acting was amazing. Shut up. That girl was 2 beats behind and like didn't, and the vocals were trash. Actually, everybody's except for maybe 2 people's vocals were garbage. Okay. But Aurora would have been in there. I don't understand the fascination. I'm just gonna be honest with you. They're not entertaining or interesting. I'm just gonna be real with you. She over here talking about somebody's stage presence. I'm like, Miss Thing. They're trying to make her seem funny. She's back here doing the little, I'm a jig. I'm like, girl, what? Boring. Sit down. Like, sit down, girl. You should have been gone many moons ago. They gave you that win. Can't do it. I understand Scylla's frustration now. I get it. I'm starting to get it. She got a whole lot to say. She barely be giving anything. I'm like, mistake. Stretch first before you reach. I like Auntie. I want Auntie to do well. If I could see a top 4 for myself, if Asia Consent drops the pie, she will be fine. Asia and Auntie for me are my guaranteed top 2. The other 2 people I want to see up there, I do like Gray Matter, and I like they did some changes this week. They're also from Houston, so I'm going to root for them no matter what. Y'all know how I am. If it's hometown, I'm always down. Like, that's just how we are. Okay? Like, period. But I want Jaharia to do well, but I feel she's about to get a particular edit coming soon. I love that the same thing that happened to Hollywood Star happened to Blackberry, and I'm seeing it about to happen to Jaharia again. Except Blackberry got to the finale. Thank you, Jesus, because I was going to be upset. But like that, we don't know who you are as a person. You know, I see your drag, and sometimes I feel like I see you as someone else, and I don't get to see you for who you are. So could you please tell us who you are? Excuse me. Tell us who you are as this person. If you could, like, I'm starting to see that bullshit, and I'm getting mad. Like, do you know? Like, I don't know who you are because they black, because you can't relate. Well, Matt, there are other POC people on the show that don't have that. You're right. Their skin's a lot lighter. A lot lighter. Y'all gonna learn when we start having these conversations, when we're really focusing on race, when we're focusing on color, and when we're focusing on ethnicity. A lot of the times when I'm having these conversations, the people who are mad at me the most are white. And you are thinking I'm talking about you specifically. You might feel that way because you have said some racist ass shit and you thought you were valid in that. This has nothing to do with you. I'm talking about TV as a whole that has been proven through multiple reality TV shows. Black people, people of color in general, have a little bit of a tougher time. And especially if it's an audience vote. You better talk about American Idol. and explain how Fantasia, Jennifer, Jennifer Hudson, and what was my other baby's name that was there? Remember that day in American Idol? For those of you from back in the day, and that was that third season. It was third season, and it was all those black women in the bottom, and they were all three the best singers, and it was America's vote, and everybody else that was saved, all mid, all mediocre. And it was Ryan fucking Seacrest, all 5'2" with some lifts on, Tom Cruise running height. Shocked. We're like, Latoya, there we go, Latoya. Like, we were all like, no, Ruben Studdard was second season. Fantasia was the third season. Kelly was the first. Ruben was the second. Fantasia was the third. Child, we all thought Clay Aiken was going to beat Ruben for obvious reasons, but when Ruben won, we were very excited. We was very happy. We were very happy because I was like, if y'all let that twink win, it's going to be too much. Is she going to go out here with her Chucky hair and fuck all it up? Okay. I blame Clay Aiken for Octavia's eyebrows, but we'll continue. There's just always that thing. You know what I'm saying? So not to come for the Boulets and not to like trash them or anything, but there were times when I was watching the show, and not because my sister's up in here right now, where I was like, why is she getting that edit when we're looking at other people who haven't changed up anything about their drag and you're just still living for, I don't, it's weird to me. And they did that to Hollywood Star on Down Under. She was perfect. Oh, Root loved her all the way until we had to stop loving her because the narrative didn't make any sense because they didn't want her to win. So now we need to make her look bad. And that, in my opinion, is what happened. Oh, you're lying about your age now. You're doing this, that, and the other. It was giving people a reason to hate them more. And it was like, what? Like, I didn't like that. So weird to me. And you wonder why I try to defend folks on the show when I'm like, an edit is clearly against them to make them look bad. Like, oh my God. I don't know. It's just for Jaharia, I didn't take them as being a secondary character. I kind of liked how everyone had the narrative that they all delegated the work between each other and they all equally did something. And then when we get to judging, you got Jaharia being put in a position where it's like, oh, well, you obviously you were playing second to the team, but yet Pi, we totally could see a leader out of you. How? Did y'all, hold on, let me ask that question. Did y'all think Pi was the leader of the group for the snake heads or snake skin or uncircumcised penises? I don't know what they're called, but did you think Pi was the leader? I didn't think Pi was the leader. I was like, how are you the leader? Because you taller? Your shape? What is it? You wider than the other girls? What's going on? I don't length times width times height. That made you the leader? I'm confused. I think you ran with the narrative that the Boulets were doing, and you were like, I'm gonna take the advantage and yeah, work it out. I thought Jahari was the leader, to be honest with you, because the brief was they have to put together a routine with this musical number and they must present it. So the choreography that was given was what Jaharia put together. Y'all wouldn't have had the entirety of what you had without Jaharia. Pi was like, I was making sure I kept everybody together so we wouldn't get off track. So you didn't do anything. So you were the timekeeper. So you were the so you were the timekeeper. Okay. Got it. That's super important. So Oh God, people. That's where I'm at with that. Oh, honey, mm-mm. Mm. Okay. Anyway, thank you. Nimai, I got my Switch controllers fixed, so how do I get down on some Mario Party with you, Maddie? Well, normally me and C Diggy play towards later on in the evening, and I often will post on Twitter that we're gonna do a game. We need two people. So if you want to keep an eye out on Twitter, or if you ever see me online and we're already friends on the Switchy Poo, just send me a request if you see me on, and I'm always down for a game. So yeah. Mhm. And that applies to all of you. If you have the new Mario Party Jamboree, I am currently obsessively playing the game now. So, if you want to join in, let me know. It's been one of my saving graces. So yeah, I more than likely will keep my. I requested to follow you on Twitter. Well, my account's public now, so you should be following me as we speak. Yeah, I only privated my account for like 2 days. And I did that for a very good reason. And I was smart to do so as well. Very smart. Oh my God, do I share this? My current favorite board in Mario Party Jamboree has recently become the mall. To be honest, I like the Goomba Lagoon too. The island one is so beautiful, but that mall, man, is tricky. I like the mall. It's so tricky. How is the new Mario game? I've been wanting to play it so bad. It is the greatest Mario Party they've ever come out with. It's the most detailed, it has the most to do. There's a lot. Oh, I have to cough again. There's a lot to do. There are multiple games like the Koopathon, the Bowser area, the Rhythm Kitchen, the Toadstool, like aerial where you can fly with wings and shit. Yeah, there's a lot to do with the game. There's a story mode to start with going into it. And online mode is pretty good. I've only had a couple of issues online. One time it was my fault because my Wi-Fi went out, and the other time, see, Diggy got disconnected from a game for no reason, and it was like, what the fuck? But we were able to connect back for a second game, like it was nothing. So I was like, whatever. So yeah, I highly recommend it. It's very fun. They have way more going on. They've introduced pro rules now too. So if you don't want to play with beginners and you want to play with people who are competitive, there's a way to do that now. If you're in an online match with somebody in your solo queue and say that person disconnects from your game, you're not going to know about it. They will reconnect to the game and everything. You wouldn't even know. I love that so much because the AI will pick up the character and then just play out the game. Because that's the idea, is to finish the game. Because these games can go on from like the shortest game is up to 90 minutes and the longest game is up to 2.5 hours. But again, if you know how to play the game, it says up to. Me and C Diggy play the 15 turn games and we beat it in an hour. And it's like up to 2 hours, but we beat it in an hour because we're quick. We know what we're doing. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. The boards are cool. You have such an array of characters to pick from now, so you will definitely have a favorite. I play with Ninji. I used to play with only Peach. I play with Ninji now. He's so cute. Goofy. Sorry, he's a cutie. He's such a cutie. He's a little ninja. It's awesome. He's like buttons on. He's like a little overall dog. I love Ninji. Oh, he doesn't have any voice. He just sounds like boop boop. Pauline is fun, but Pauline makes not a lick of sense. She has like a whole tight tube fucking dress on. She's walking like this. It's ridiculous. Pauline feels very fan service for a lot of guys that may play this game. I'm talking about Mama be walking with her knees hidden, honey. It is so funny. But I have played as her before. She is fun to watch, like just do her animations and shit. Like her booking it is so funny. Ah. But Nima, I actually after this live, I have to work out. But once I'm done working out, I will be probably on Mario Party tonight. So if you want to play, just let me know, and I'll be online. And I'll see if C Diggy wants to play tonight too. I need to ask my other group of friends if they're wanting to play. But yes, yeah, yeah, it's cool. I like the game. I think it's worth the money. Um, Erica, yeah, it's worth the money. I kind of hate that Superstars didn't get a DLC because some of the courses on Superstars are just awesome and they're some of my favorites. However, I do wish some of the games went from Superstars over, but you could tell Superstars is very much the. So what I'm looking for here. Superstars is like a a return to the classic boards over multiple games, and it plays a lot of this fun mini games that we like from the older stuff. The new game it's more new. There are some of course new courses and new games to play, and there's some old ones too, but it feels really fresh. It feels like a lot of stuff that we had complaints about in the other games they finally addressed in this one, and there you go. Ooh. Any other games I'm excited about? Unfortunately, no, to be real. I I think I'm just excited for the second season of Tekken's DLC to see who the new fighters are going to be. I don't have any other games I'm looking forward to. To be fair, Armando, my mind was so focused on that new jamboree that once I got it, I even said to myself, I don't want anything. I don't want another game. I was like, I think I am good for a while. I don't need to buy another video game for a minute. I have the Marvel vs. Capcom collection and I got Mario Party Jamboree. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna need to see a trailer for something. If they announce new Smash Brothers, I might jump. I doubt we're gonna get one, but I might jump. I do like the new Street Fighter 6 roster as well. I'll be waiting for those DLCs to come out too. Oh, let me get my Switch thing up right now. As a matter of fact, let me get my Switch. Hold on. Did I just get up and forget what I was getting up for? Oh my god. Oh, okay, I remember. Well, then why did I get up again? I'm so embarrassed. I was like, I completely forgot what I was doing. Oh my god. I got up. The ADHD I told you. I was like, wow, why did I get up again? Oh, Chris is on right now. Let me see. Hey, I may have some people that want to play Mario Party a little later. What the fuck? Oh, here we go. Hold on. Hey, I got some people that may want to play Mario Party a little bit later. Or in a few. Is there something happening with Housewives today? Because that lets me know if Chris can play or not. I love how someone's like, you're not friends with these people anymore. Girl, what are you talking about? Hi, Nina. Hi. Did you wake up from your nap? They got brushed today. I gave them a bath. They've had quite a day. Haven't you, Mina? You want to talk about it? Sure have. Oh, Housewives of New York is on? Okay, yeah, he won't be able to play today. There you go. Switch code 675461224520. Pokemon Unite 935 hours. Mario Party Superstars 430. Mario Party Jamboree is about to take over that. But you want to see what my Animal Crossing hours and times is? Oh, yes. Animal Crossing 1,455 hours or more. Yeah. 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 I like Animal Crossing. I do. I love Animal Crossing. It's amazing. It is. Okay, Chris says he can do my time or your time. Hold on, my time or your time, because that'll give me time to work out. I got a friend request. Who is this? The fuck is an Emmy? I'm just kidding. New Pokemon Snap. Oh, did you return it? Pokemon Violet. Okay, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Arceus, You're My People. Animal Crossing. Okay, Diablo 3. Oh my god, we have so many of the same games in here. I play Arena of Valor. Shut the fuck up. I play Arena of Valor. I used to play Arena of Valor. I bought Callie. Like I like legit played it. I know you didn't play Pokemon Snap. I know you got what was it, the demo, and you was like, fuck this noise. Not me going through your play activity and just like reading. I can't. I love to do. You do? What? I'm not taking pictures and paying $60 to take pictures in the game. Them bitches better fight. I choose you for a photo shoot. Fuck that. Okay, so Nima, if you want to play tonight, 45 minutes from now, is that cool? At 9:15 Central, 10:15 Eastern. Mateo, did you want to play tonight too? Because I know you also have the game. And low-key, me and Chris need our look back. No, I'm not lying. I'm so dead ass. Like, are you free? Because like low-key, I want my lick back. One and two, I know Chris want that lick back. So that's three. I'll play. Okay, bet. So it's 8:30 something now. 8:33. So 9:15 my time. So 45 minutes from now, both of y'all. Is that cool? Okay, work. Okay, work. I got Mateo and Emmy will be joining us tonight. Okay, work. Chris liked it. So there you go. So Emmy and Mateo will be in the ring with us. I am just gonna say, let's have fun. I will no more mercy. No more mercy. Peace, Mateo. I was kind to you last time. It's gone. It is gone. Will I target you? No, I'm not going to say that. That's not fair. I don't believe in that kind of gameplay. If you get too far ahead, I'm cacking your ass. But I'm not going to be nice no more. I was nice the last time. Do you play on Twitch? So, no, I don't play on Twitch, but there is good news, Michael. I do have a Twitch account. I've got the Twitch together. I'm still working on my Streamlabs with my computer connected to my Switch. Right now, it makes my computer get really, really hot, but I was told there's a way around it. So I'm trying to work out this new system that my friend told me to do because he streams for the Switch. He does Pokemon Unite. If I get lucky, I will have it up by November and be good to go. Because I keep testing it and I've recorded some gameplay and I'm like, oh my God, it works. But I do notice there's a little bit of a delay and I'm trying to see if I can fix that. So yes, we will be twitching very soon. Because I want to do like Mario Party stuff all the time. Because like, especially like party games with the rant pack, that makes the most sense. And on YouTube, not everybody wants to do that. So it's like, I get it. But yeah. I feel like I forgot to mention something because it's past the 2-hour marker and I should have closed this live right now. I got to be nice to you because your birthday's on Thursday. Today is Tuesday. No, of course I'll be nice to you. I appreciate you beyond words. You know that, Mima, okay? You know that. But yes, if you play Pokemon Unite, invite with your channel and my Wigglytuff Sylveon will be unstoppable. Oh, David, you play for real? Because I play Unite ranked and I always do masters. I always get master. I don't know how to not be in master rank. The fuck? I play with Dragapult, Lapras, and Venusaur are my 3. So 2 ranged attackers and a defender. I will only be Blissey if there are no healers on the team. That's it. That's the only time I'll be Blissey. It's like nobody, because I hate an unbalanced team in Unite. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? Yes. Okay, I do have to wrap this up. I've talked for way too long. Y'all, I appreciate y'all listening and tuning in and talking to me today. I had a good time and I appreciate y'all for being in this live with me. Thank you for the super chats today. If you did want to drop a tippy poo in my jar, it is of muy importante because the first is coming up and I got 3 bills, including rent, all due at the same time. Anything and everything is super helpful with paypal.me/MattyRants. Catch up with us, Matty-Rants. If MattyRants are trying to keep the phone, keep the power, the rent, all of it, and then some. But I thank y'all so much for tuning in today. And thank y'all for watching my shorts too. I'm going to be posting more of those. So make sure if you see the shorts available, you catch those as well. Know about my other links that are popping that you can get into. If you're waiting for the Dragula reaction, it will be posted tonight. Promise it. And yes, for Mateo and for Emmy, be on the standby because now what time is it? 8:37. We're going to be starting that game shortly. So yeah, I'm going to get in a quick workout here so I can get the game in and have fun with y'all. So I will see y'all too in a few. And for everybody else, I will see you tomorrow for the Dragula review with Dooley. Okay. You're in training right now. You need it. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. All right, y'all. I'll talk to you later. Take care. Love you down. And why is it not letting me exit out of here? Okay, here we go. Okay, I can leave. Okay, bye now.
Listen. Yeah.